Hi guys, here we are again, part 2 of the final part. My new sump gasket turned up today, that's it there. Brand new gasket because the other one was all twisted and bent and had a split round here and one up over here on the holes, which happens when you try to prise them off the sump itself. Some people on the YouTube have shown what I've got to get these off without damaging, but in my case mine split just here and split just there, so it was basically knackered. That's a brand new sump. On my previous video I tried to show you as regards to the axle, but it cut off early, so I'm going to go back to that moment. As you can see under here, you see the axle just lying on the cross member, right, just there, sorry, there you go. The axle it's lying on the cross member. There's enough room. What I've done was I undone the mounting bolts, which you can see up here. There's the mountains there. Took the bolts out of that one, out the bolts out of that side, which you can see just there. Get this in the right angle. There you go. You see how far it's dropped down. It's not that far really, but it's enough to give it enough room. Axle drops down, enough room down to get the sump out. Now I'm going to have a hard job really keep this video running while I'm putting the sump back in. So what I'm going to do, I'll put the camera down for the moment. I'm going to get the sump and try and explain to you how the sump goes back in, because it's a bit of a technique. Right, I'll put the camera there for the moment. Let's grab my sump. Right, the sump has got to go in like that. Right, get this camera back up. Right, the sump has got to go in like that. Tilt it on an angle like this, and you go force it in behind here, so it comes up, and so it's got to come up, it's got to come through like that. It's got to come through like, there you go. I've just sort of given you an idea. There you go. So it's got to come through. Then you sew this around. Put this end here. Sew it around. And then line it all up, and in the end it'll spin round and it'll line up. So that's what I've got to do. That's the plan of action. I'm going to put the sump in first. There you go, just to show you. So that's where it's going to go. You take the deep pan, depending on which vehicle you're driving. Yours is like mine's a right hand drive, then the deep part of the pan sits on the driver's side. If yours is left hand drive, the deep part of the pan sits on the passenger side. So that's how it sits. Push it all the way through, basically, spin this end around, so it comes this way around, literally, it's got to come this way around, spin the sump, and then basically, it goes in. So it's not so easy as I made it sound, because I found when I come to take this out, it was actually a headache getting this out, it really was. It's such a tight fit into there. I mean, it's sitting there roughly on top of the crossbar at the moment, but what is this end here hits up against this end here. I think let's get a light spot on. This one hits up against the actual casing of the front axle, and that's why you get your problems trying to spin it. So I'm going to get this into place, and then once it's in place I'm going to go drop the pickup pipe inside, and then last job is bring the gasket over, get the gasket up, sit it in place with a bit of same sealer. And then once the gasket's in place, that's it. But you can see that's the engine. See which the engine fits sitting straight at the back, and then the sump sits on the side. And once you get the sump through here, spin it around, and here presto. This is the only way. This is the only way you're gonna get the sump into place. This is the only way it comes through. The way I'm showing you here. There you go. Give you an idea. That's the only way it's gonna come through. This end comes through pretty easy, reasonably easy. The deep part of your pan comes through reasonably easy into here, into this part here, but you find that the narrower end of the sump gets hooked up on the actual front axle, which way you got your to and fro. But at least you can see what's going on, you can see what's involved. Before the steps I've done, then you'll be able to do it like I've already shown. I'm showing now, without removing the engine like some people have. Some people remove the engine, some people took all this cross member off by means of unbolting all the cradle from the chassis legs, which means all these wishbones drop down with it, all these parts here, these all drop down, and oh well, that's just a lot of work for me, so I decided not to go down that route. I decided to just try my way, drop the axle off its front back mountings, which I've showed you, and it does give you just barely enough clearance to get that sum into place. So I'll go ahead, I'll get this in, and then that's my job. But that's how we do it, guys. So I'm not going to show you the whole job done and dusted, because I cannot hold the camera and get this into place. It's not physically possible, and I cannot seem to find a decent enough angle to sort of like leave the camera where it's not in my way, and I don't want to smash my camera. So there you go. But you can get the gist of what I'm saying. You can see which other sum's sitting, and once that spins around, I'll just get you some of here. There you go, just give it a look. There you go. So I just sort of moved a bit further through. It's not quite through, but it's on its way. But that's suggested. I mean, above, sitting on top of that at the moment, there's the two pipes which comes from the gearbox. I don't know if you can see them, them pipes there. There's two thin pipes that comes there. Like the oil cooler pipes, so you've got to get them out the way as well. At the same time, you're manhandling the sump. So literally, you need like 2 pairs of hands. Simple as. So there you go. I hope I've kind of give you some ideas of like what's involved. But basically, I wasn't trying to be funny. I've had a few messages regards me comments on my other video regards if you got it all, like just sell it. I wasn't trying to be nasty or funny with people, but it's just one of these jobs that if you didn't, you know, if you don't do it yourself and you have to rely on the garage, then basically they've got to go down the route of trying to put me down with saying they've got to take this engine out. So you're talking a massive amount of money to do the job, like, because I'm not sure what's going to cost in the other countries, but here in the UK, they were talking somewhere between £300 to £500 labour, just labour, to get this engine out, just to do this one job. So lucky for me, I'm a mechanic, you know, I'm a mechanic of nearly 40 years standing, so, and even though I'm retired, and I shouldn't be doing this, I didn't want to do this, but I've had no choice, so I've had to get on with it. So if you're in the same position as me, study my video hard, study of how this thing comes out and how this is going to go back, and then just follow my procedure, and that is basically get the engine as high as you possibly can off its mounts, get the differential down at the cross member, and then just wiggle about until that sucker comes out. And then just follow the actually comments I made on my earlier videos as regards what you have to do to get the sump out, because I've tried everything. I tried all the moves, I tried anything what people were saying on the YouTube as regards getting the things in, getting spans in and all this, and it doesn't work. It didn't work for me, so I've got no reason to believe it would work for you. And bear in mind that two of the videos on there, one guy shows he puts his sump in, that sump, and he spins it dead easy and puts it into place. Bear in mind, he's just got no front axle because he's not 4-wheel drive. So this is a bit more intense doing the 4-wheel drive version. But it's doable, as I'm proving, it is doable. So there you go, I'll leave you for now, and then what I'll do is when I get the whole thing finished, buttoned up, I might make another video, and then I might not, I'll see. Okay guys, hope it's been informative. There you go, bye for now.